The word Chakreshwara means one who has mastery over his chakras. When we say mastery over his chakras, what we are referring to is that one who has mastery over his energy body. One who has mastery over his energy body means it's not a different level of realization or something, but it's a different level of competence. Your ability to do things in the world is only to the extent you can organize your energies. There are any number of human beings on the planet, either physically very strong or intellectually or in terms of intelligence they're pretty high, but they don't do much and they can never do much because their energies are not flexible and they don't cooperate. So when we see such people, that their ability to do things in the world or their success in the world is not commensurate with whatever other qualities they possess in terms of physical strength or education or intelligence or other talents that they may have, but do not find expression because they have no sufficient energy backup. In a way, every system of yoga, whatever simple practice or more complex or sophisticated practices, everything is designed to have, on one level, a certain mastery over the energy system, because that's the only way you can enhance a human being in terms of the world. In terms of what you can do in the world, can only be enhanced if one's energies are at a certain pitch and at a certain level of flexibility and control within himself. Many human beings, or every human being, has attained to a certain level of control and mastery over their energies unconsciously. So because of that, they're able to do different things to different extents. But now you want to do something which is normally considered humanly impossible. What is possible and not possible is only according to what we have explored till now. It's not necessarily an impossible thing, it is just that we have not explored it yet. Well, 150 years ago, can we fly or not fly? Flying is impossible, that was a set thing, okay, in everybody's mind. So similarly, any number of things that people think are impossible are mainly because we have not yet explored those aspects of what a human being could do. Because a majority of the human population or the majority of the human resource, if you want to call it that, or majority of the human potential is usually mortgaged either for survival process or tangled up with their hormonal requirements. Whole lifetime goes in just managing those things for most human beings. Probably money and sexuality engages maximum amount of human energy. So, how many things a human being could do in terms of really transforming his own life or everybody else's life, or to really live at a higher pitch? It's not even about doing something in the world. See, competence is not necessarily always action. A person who is competent, truly competent, there is a certain joy in just the way he can sit here or just the way he walks on the street. When you are in a certain level of competence, there is because a human being is not just a body, there is a certain intelligence, and you cannot enjoy your intelligence without competence. Intelligence can become a very negative thing if it does not translate into some level of competence. You're intelligent but you can't do anything, you don't know how to do anything. Suddenly you will find your intelligence just is a big burden and it works against you. If you had half the brain that you have, you would be quite peaceful. Intelligence translates into well-being only when it translates into competence, some capability to do something. Only then intelligence becomes a force, both for the individual and for the world. Because a human being has evolved into a certain level of intelligence, competence, translating it into competence is an important part. It doesn't matter whether he's in the material world or in the spiritual pursuit, whatever he does, he has to translate his intelligence into competence, otherwise invariably he will become frustrated with what's happening in his life. So, being a Chakreshwara is a certain level of competence. What this means is, on one level, What we refer to as chakras, these 114 chakras, which is kind of geography of the energy body or the pranic system, or for the sake of understanding, I would like you to see it like this. All of you have seen a skeleton, isn't it? So now they show you a skeleton in the school and show you, this is the skeletal system over which the flesh has formed and made a human being look like this. So you understand it's like the structure or the structural integrity for the body has come because of the bones. Well, some people in the world choose to lose that structure, that's a different thing, but generally the bones are supposed to give you the fundamental shape of the human form. It's like this because the skeletal system is like this. Suppose it's like this, they're trying to defy the skeletal system. But I want you to understand, another skeletal system over which the bones and the flesh and everything forms is the energy system. Suppose we make a map of the energy system. Now this is like a fundamental skeleton over which even the bone structure or the skeletal structure is forming itself and creating a shape. If the energy system did not have a shape and a form, then this would take some other form. It need not be contained to that the bones can grow like this, it can become a horn. The energy system is contained like this, that is why everything forms around that. Or in other words, we can look at the energy system as another more fundamental skeletal system over which the bone structure and the flesh and the neuronal systems and various other things have happened, all right. So, if you have some mastery over this, one thing is, you can make the chakras mobile. That means you can move them where you want in the system. What is the purpose? You have seen calendar art, a yogi sitting like this, and from this light coming. You've seen that? Generally, if the artwork is coming from a certain age, suppose if it is in some kind of a yoga book of a certain antiquity, you will see whenever there is light in the hand, that person will not have a halo. Those who have a halo won't have light in their hand. Those who have a light in their hand will not have a halo. What it is trying to say, the imagery when the artist was knowledgeable enough, was conscious enough, or at least in the culture it was known that what has happened here is, one has moved his Ajna chakra to his hand. People think this means abhaya hast. You know what abhaya hast means? That means a hand of protection or security, essentially. No, that's not what it's about. It is the light that one has earned within himself. Takes a lot of work. Now he's offering it to people. What's mine is now yours, because right now there is somebody here that has to benefit. If it's here, it's good for me. If it moves here, it's good for somebody else. So right now, you want your Ajna to benefit somebody else. He moved it to his hand and raised it so that this Ajna has become a light for someone else. At that time, if the artist is knowledgeable, you will see that he will never make a halo around the head because it's moved here. The light has moved here, there is no halo in his head. When he sits like this, there is a halo around his head, there is no light spilling out of his hand. So your ability to move your chakras is there, the mobility, which means you're playing with the fundamental structure of life. Suppose you can internally, you can move your kneecap into your brain, because there seems to be more brains here than here, then you can move it up. It's like that. It doesn't make sense, but it's like that. You're actually moving to different areas, not just for this purpose, for so many other things. Because when you want to do certain things, your energies need to be in a certain way. Ajna is here, however powerful it is, it cannot do certain things. If I can move it into my hand, into my belly, into somewhere else, for doing a specific activity, it works best that way. So having that mobility or freedom to, in a way, to literally change the composition of how creation has made you, to change the very way, whatever way the creation has made us, to change that, to literally knead the fundamentals back. It's like you made a pot out of the clay, it's taken a form, but now you're unburning the pot, You are unburning the pot so that you have freedom to make any shape out of it. Now you had made a pot, but now a child has come, you want to make a doll out of it, so you unburn the pot, make it into clay again, and you're making it into a toy or a doll that the child can play with for some time. To be able to get there and again get back to this, it needs a certain mastery.